So today is everybody's favorite workout day. Every weightlifter's favorite workout day. That's chest day. So I really work on both power and mass. So the beginning of my workout, I usually start out with bench press. Not all the time, but that is where I'm really working on getting my strength as big as possible. In the beginning, I always like to take a empty bar and just kind of feel out where my form is going to be. You just kind of squeeze my butt and legs, get my back, really tight together. Lock my shoulder joints into, or my arm joints into my shoulders. I'm not sure how to say that. So I just throw on 135. 135 is just enough weight to really give a little bit of resistance. And this is just a warm-up set too. I don't really care how many repetitions I do. Sometimes I'll do a whole bunch, and sometimes, like today, I think I only did like 8 or 9. Just trying to get to the actual working sets. I feel a little like Britney Spears looking at this. I mean, a nice little half crop shirt. Get to see my belly. It's not as big as it might look from this position. I actually have arched back, but that's just my vanity talking right there. 225. Again, just getting used to the weight. Got a little stuck there, didn't I? So while I'm doing this workout here, I just was thinking about this summer. I read a book. It's called Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. And somebody mentioned that this book was kind of a good outline for what a lot of these billionaires and world leaders have in mind for us. It's kind of sick, but it's like a total controlled society. The reason I say it's kind of sick is because like the kids, they have like sexual playtime for them on the playground, which was a little disturbing when I read that part of it. But it was an interesting book. And what happens is that there's a guy, they call him the Savage, and this guy he's raised like closer to what we're probably used to being raised or raising our kids like. And so he gets found, and they bring him back to this society where all the kids are made in test tubes, and nobody can really get too emotional. And if they do, they give them something they call soma. We have something similar. I think we call it legal marijuana, or sometimes alcohol. Something to dull the emotions. So, anyway, speaking of emotions, I probably should have stuck around 295 for my working sets, and this is 295, but I just figured, I want to be stronger, and I like to play, as long as I'm using fairly decent form, I don't mind. So 295 is, fine. You can see I'm like right there, gonna fail every time I get to that last set. But I stick it up a little bit more, go to 315, and 315's the 3 plates. Everybody wants to get a 315 bench press. I can do it. I've done a lot more repetitions than I have before. Oh, there's Amira, and I suppose the other 2 ladies will be here in a second. Oh, there they are. My wife and littlest daughter. Alright, back to the workout. So, anyway, this Savage, he goes back to the regular world. Well, not the regular world, this futuristic world where everything is controlled. And he has discovered on his own Shakespeare, and in the future all books had been banned. Actually, all study of history had been banned. And love is thought to be disgusting, and it's better just to have lots of relationships with people that maybe just for the fun of it. So here's 315, second set on these. So anyway, the whole ending of the book is just like, it really, okay, this I shouldn't have even done. This is 325, and look at that. I'm, oh my god, my butt's gonna fly into the sky. I don't know why it does that, but oh my god, I'm gonna die there. But I made it, and that's okay. I'm proud of myself at that moment. So, okay, we're moving into this is more for mass focus. I do these, this is really for the top and the center of my chest, for that nice little cleavage line. And I'm just, these called seated landmine presses. While you do these motions, if you were to copy this, it's important to really kind of flex your chest. You kind of push your hands and your arms in towards that center bar while you're going through the movement, and you will really feel it. It's nice when you have a rubber coated plate like that to be able to just drop it on the floor without wrecking anything. And then I switch over. This is a superset, so I go right over to the dumbbell flies on an incline. This is also for the upper chest, and I use lighter weight, keep my shoulder not involved too much. The goal here is really just flex that chest and make sure you're using your chest muscles to pull the weight to the center. You use any more weight than that, your arms are kind of falling down, and you could end up hurting yourself. So on flies, I don't do very heavy weight at all, but that's not what the heavy weight isn't what this portion of my workout is for. So I like raising kids. It is very it's interesting. It's hard to figure out what you're doing sometimes. You don't really know. Kids are they're, I was gonna say flawed, but they're just not universal. There's no handbook that would really explain how to properly raise kids. Although I think Bill Cosby wrote a book a long time ago. I know he's bad now, according to a lot of people, but his book really is a realistic way to look at raising kids, and because kids are just, each one is unique, and each one is going to pose different challenges, and every parent who's honest knows that you fail with kids just as much as you succeed. If you end up with a halfway decent kid at the end, hey, you win. And it's actually what I said at my daughter's wedding recently. My oldest daughter, Josephine, she just got married, which is weird. But at the ceremony, or at the reception, the dad has to give a speech or something, and so mine was kind of just off the cuff. I started talking about how I won. This is all a celebration of my success, and I think that's funny, but I also think that's good. To look at the success of raising a kid is just how good the kid kind of turns out. So going back to the Aldous Huxley book, Brave New World, that's what they get away from. The government wants to, in this future, they want to take the kids from the families, and they want to raise them, and they want no family connection whatsoever. And you read Karl Marx, he also thought, the family is one of the biggest challenges to setting up a socialist or a communist, haven. I don't know. the family is terrible, you know, because maybe we are. Maybe we're all a bunch of jerks. All us parents are just work trash, you know, because we make our mistakes, you know. I can't count how many times I've said something to one of the kids that I wish I hadn't. You know, there's this one time when my daughter and I were driving to school. I used to have to drive her to Sun Prairie. Her mom and I weren't together, and I used to drive her to school on Mondays, and I don't know what it was. I think she had a headache or something, or for some reason I wanted her to take an ibuprofen or aspirin or something. Or no, maybe it was just medicine. Maybe she had a medicine for ear infection. The kids get those all the time. And she wouldn't take the pill. She didn't want to. And so I started like yelling at her while we're driving. And this is probably about 20 years ago. And it still pops in my mind every once in a while. It makes me cringe, you know, because at the end of the day, none of us are perfect. A lot of us are jerks, you know. Even on our best day, a lot of us are jerks, and we just kind of making this up as we go along. But that's what humanity is, because as we grow, we learn about ourselves. So to think that the government or colleges, these are decline dumbbell presses. This is really more focused on the lower portion of your chest. I always finish out with these, and the weight is too light, but my next size dumbbell is 100 pounds, so it's just, these are what I like to use. I need to get some dumbbells in between 65 and 100 pounds. So since I'm doing lightweight, I'll screw around with it every once in a while. I'll slow way down, or I'll do pauses. So anyways, this is one of their objectives in this fourth industrial revolution, you know, and that plan seems like it's kind of in place. A lot of these lockdowns, I don't believe is COVID-19 related. I think it's all kind of to get us ready for what they have planned. You know, they'll take the old people, they'll put them into safe camps, keep them from getting the COVID-19, and then they're going to take the kids and they're going to put them into safe schools to keep them from the parents who are, you know, mind polluters. And you know, and that'll be the way our society goes. Us middle ones, the ones that are here now, we are the ones that will be discarded as soon as our usefulness is over. And hey, that's a merry thought, isn't it? Okay, so my workout is ending here. So in my Strong app, I have a little chart thing that tracks my progress. And so you can see my 1 rep max is going up, my volume is going up, and you see best sets, well, as soon as it gets down here. Yeah, they went up a little bit this time too. So it goes around. I do different workouts sometimes. This is my actual workout. So I was pretty happy with everything on this workout. The form on the 325 was pretty poopy, and there's one set I didn't record. But yeah, do it. Make you stronger.